Hi, this is jpeg2RAW, quick tip number 2, and today we're going to go over how to create your own custom ID plate, sort of like your own license plate on Lightroom. In this case, I'm using Lightroom 4 and I'm on a PC, so some of these things may be a little different if you're on a Mac or not on Lightroom 4. As you can see up here, I have a completely different template or ID plate than what you normally have in Lightroom. Also, over here on the left-hand side, right-hand side, I have changed the color. Instead of being white for the one that's selected, I've changed it to be yellow. In addition, I've made the font a little bit bigger. So how do I make these changes? Well, it's real easy. So we're going to go over here to the Edit menu. Again, I'm on a PC. We go to the Edit menu, come down to Identity Plate Setup. And then when you first do this first time, you probably have Enable Identity Plate unchecked. So you want to check that. And then when you come down here, so the thing here on the left-hand side controls the left-hand side of Lightroom, and the right-hand side controls the right-hand side up here. And they're giving you examples so you can see what's going on. So I have a graphic loaded. You have a choice where you can type out a message or you can use a graphic. So let's go back to typing out a message. And I am going to say photography by Mike Howard. Now you can see as I typed, it came up here. But that doesn't look that good. So I'm going to select just the photography by. Instead of having that bold, I'm going to make it italic. And I'm going to make it like 12. No, that's too small. I'm going to make it 16, maybe 18. 18. And I can change the font on any section I want or on the whole thing. If I come over here to photography, let's do Mike Howard. I'm going to highlight Mike Howard. I'm going to select my font. And now watch what happens as I cursor through the fonts. The Mike Howard down here and the Mike Howard up here is changing. So I'm going to keep going until I see something I like. You know what? I kind of like that one. So I don't know what that says or what that is, but I'm going to go with that one for now. And then I can come up here and save that as Mike Howard. I already had one, so I'm going to call this one -2. You might want to come up with a different naming scheme than what I have, but for this quick tip, you can do whatever I want to do here. For you may want to use something that's a little bit more recognizable later on when you come back. All right, so that's that side. Now over here on this side is easy. It's again easy. You just pick whether you want them to be bold, you want them to be italic. I'm going to stick with regular, and you can watch when I change the font. I go to 64, they become humongous. I think 18 was the normal, but or maybe even smaller than that. I'm going to go with 24. The other thing you have is the two boxes here. The left box controls the item that is highlighted. So if well, we can't click on it now, but you can see here, as I click on map, on book, on the library, the yellow is controlled by this. If I go back to normal, that's how it would normally look. The module that is selected is the color that's here in this first box. The module that is not selected is the color that's here in this second box. So I can change that second box to be whatever I want it to be. In this case, I'm going to go back to using yellow. I've kind of, now that I've done this, kind of become fond of that. And then you can change this one the same way. But I'm going to leave that one gray. So that's pretty much it for how to do those two. But let's say you want to have a graphic like I had when I first brought this up. If I come over here and press graphic, and then I can either, let's clear the image, I can either drag one in here, I can hit this button to locate it, or I can just click in here, and then I happen to have this one saved right here, and my deal here, and pull it in. So a few things to keep in mind. You have a lot of room going widthwise. I think in this case I am 500 pixels wide. You can go, as you can see, you can go way further than that. It's going to kind of depend on your screen size. What you don't have is a lot of room going height-wise. I've read some places that the limit is 60 pixels. I actually had some clipping going on with JPEG when I was at 60 pixels. So right now this is at 55 pixels, and it's worked good. I might even bring that in a little bit, the JPEG, bring that in a little bit. I did this in Photoshop. You can use whatever editing program you want to use, but you probably want to save it as a PNG, something that allows you to have a transparent background instead of like a white or a black background. And when I was doing this in Photoshop also, I first typed these out in black text once so I can see what I was actually typing. Then when I was done, I converted it over to be white text so it would show up properly in here. And you can, whatever kind of graphic you want to load here, you can load here as long as it fits these dimensions. You can't do any dragging around inside of here. So if you wanted to shrink the image or you wanted to move it around, you feel like you should be able to just grab it with your mouse and move it around, but you can't. You're limited to what you can do there. You need to have it all set up beforehand, and then you can load it in here. The one last thing is these changes are specific to a catalog. So as you go into another catalog, you will lose them and need to come up here to to your menu here and choose the one you want to pull back up. So you can do that, but it saves with your catalog, so it won't be with every catalog. Now, why would you want to do something like this? Well, maybe you get tired of just seeing the word Lightroom up there all the time and would rather see your logo. You have your own logo that you spend a lot of time or money developing and you want to see it up there. Maybe you have clients who you're showing stuff to using Lightroom and you want them to see your logo up there. And maybe just simple things like, I'd rather have this yellow, like I have it here. Or I'd rather have the font a little bit bigger, just little things like that. Just a way to customize Lightroom for you in a way you want to use it.